Armstrong students. Today I'm going to do a couple things. The first of which is introduce our sexuality unit. So we've got some agreements and some understandings that I want to put out there just about being a part of education during this unit in our school or at home, as it were. So a couple things. The reason why we're doing these agreements is because I want everybody to feel comfortable. Now, obviously, when we're in a classroom of 35 students, this has a bigger impact. But I think it's important, too, to understand these agreements, even when you're at home, in case we do something, some sort of activity that involves you connecting with each other electronically. So everybody has the right to feel comfortable. Everyone has the right to learn. And just because you know something or think you know something doesn't mean that it's new learning for somebody else, that it isn't new learning. We want to respect everybody's privacy and also respect their individuality. That is really key. Opinions are absolutely welcome. If you have a question or an opinion that you'd like to share, I welcome that. Just make sure that you're not using your own facts, but your opinion is completely welcome. And please ask questions. We're going to try to figure out a way to ask questions anonymously. Not quite sure what that'll look like, but if you have a question that you would like to ask, without disclosing that you're asking the question, please let me know. Excuse me. All right, the first agreement, proper terminology. So if you have a question or you're working on an assignment, please only use proper terminology. Don't use slang, okay? And if you don't know a proper word, just ask. That's fine. But one of the reasons why we go through the reproductive anatomy is so that you do learn proper terminology, okay? That includes all body parts and all behaviors, okay? So agreement number 2, just the facts. I am not asking you for any personal information about what you do, what you don't do, how you feel about what you do. None of that stuff. That is your business, and that does not become part of our classroom or our virtual classroom for that matter. And same thing. Again, this is more pertinent if we're in a classroom setting, but sharing any personal information from me or you is not appropriate, or each other. Also, again, this is more important in a classroom setting, but don't share what you've been doing with your partner. Respect yourself, respect your partner, keep that private. Those things should be private. Now, if you have a question you want to ask anonymously about something that's going on between you and a partner, and you want to confide in me and ask that question, I would never, ever break that confidence. So please know that you are more than welcome to ask questions of me privately, and I'm not going to put it on blast on the Schoology or something. So just know that that's the case. Agreement number 3, ask questions. Again, we're going to try to find a way to ask questions in a more anonymous way, but for right now, you can shoot me a message. Maybe I'll do something like a Google form. You can do Google Forms where it doesn't track who sent the information, so it's anonymous. So maybe that'll be coming up. But please understand there's a lot that you don't know. There's a lot that you think you know. These sexual messages and images are coming at human beings from all over the place. They're coming from teenagers, coming at teenagers. Every music video, every music lyric, it's all over the place. So there's a lot that you hear about. You can hear about stuff in the cafeteria, in the locker room, in the hallway, on Schoology, on Facebook, okay, or Instagram or Twitter or a TikTok video, whatever. There is a lot of messages about sex out there, whether it's in media that people create or whether it's in actual media. So remember, I don't know everything, okay? I will investigate and find answers to your questions if I need to, but I don't know everything, okay? But please understand that there is a lot that we can learn about this, and that this gives us a chance, having sexual education in our school, to get accurate information, okay? All right. I'm not really going to say much about this particular agreement because it's mostly just for people talking in the classroom. But there's always some person who ends up saying something in the classroom that makes them look dumb because they're trying to indicate through their comments that they're cool because they're sexually active, or they've got so much experience, or whatever happened to them connects to what we're talking about in class. But we don't do that. It's not cool. It's not funny. Wrong time, wrong place. All right, so here's why we have the sexuality unit. Accurate information, that's key. We're going to give you accurate information, okay? You might hear a lot of stuff from a lot of different sources, but guaranteed when you're hearing it from health class, it's accurate. It's also a place for questions to be answered. Resources. I will be providing for you resources to get your questions answered. Keep in mind, curiosity, totally normal, okay? Curiosity about sex at your age, extremely normal, okay? So it's nice to have a place where you can ask those questions. It's also an opportunity to understand the impact of your choices. So you understand that if a person participates in this behavior, these are the possible outcomes. And that's literally what we're doing. Okay, we're not talking about specific human beings. There's no value-laden information in what we're teaching during this unit. We're talking about factual information. The values and the morality around sex ed is something that you should be connecting with your family about, or some other adult you trust, or something along those lines. Your values as it relates to this topic, those are yours, okay? And those are important to discuss with your parents or your family. And I would encourage you to do so, okay? So this is about making informed decisions. All right, that's all we got for the introduction. And I'll be working on the next slideshow, and it'll be available shortly. Thanks.